And welcome back to the Constitutionals podcast. I'm your host, Chad White. If you didn't know, this is the premier podcast for the website, cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. Episode 311. Somebody better call my favorite band. Hold on. I gotta find 311 songs. What is this? A beautiful disaster? What are we all mixed up? Oh, is it? Hold on. Now I have to listen to a song. Let me just get like 2 seconds of one. Okay. Interesting. I don't think I know who 311 was. I'm sitting here making mild jokes about them. I didn't know who they were. There's nothing like getting a rejection email for a job. All right, okay, I gotta pay attention. Welcome back to the show. What's been going on with me? Truthfully, not much. Not much is going on. I wish I had more going on. I saw The Wild Robot this week, and boy, oh boy, DreamWorks, just they're doing great work over there, hitting it out of the park. I can't believe the same company, and I love the Madagascar franchise, but I can't believe the same company that put out the Madagascar franchise is allowing people to do movies like The Wild Robot. The Wild Robot was so emotional, so impactful, it was so great. And this is, I'll tell you this, they're on, today's the 4th. So the Monday was the 1st, I think, or Tuesday was the 1st. Netflix had a bunch of movies that were leaving soon. And I said, you know what? I have the time. I'm going to rewatch some of these movies. The movies included The Road to El Dorado and Home. The Road to El Dorado, I don't want to use holds up or any of that because I hate that, but it's very fun. It's so fast paced, and the music, I think, and this is why I think I did not like the movie when I was a child. I do like it now, but I did not like the movie when I was a child because the music just felt so out of place. It felt like there's no reason for it to be like truly when this is when I watch The Greatest Showman, I love the music. I'm literally just watching this not good movie just to get to the music. I want to hear From Now On. I want to hear The Greatest Show. I want to hear all that. I want to hear Sky Full of Stars. I want to hear all that stuff. That's not my real singing voice. I was just doing it for fun. I can sing, baby. I can sing. Although when I do sing show tunes in particular, I could sing Taylor Swift. I could rap some NWA. But man, listen, Taylor Swift, NWA, Bruce Springsteen, U2, The Weeknd. That's all I listen to. Anyway, I could play into that music and I could sing it and have a good time in the house and nobody cares. But the moment I sing Rent, Hamilton, In the Heights, The Greatest Showman, The Little Mermaid, anytime I sing any of that stuff, I have one animal in here that will scream her head off. You think it's going to be the dog? No, it's the cat. The cat does not like it when I sing. That's very true, and it is so mean because I give her food. The Road to El Dorado but it was very funny. And then you look at Sinbad. You look at DreamWorks' slate of movies, and they made also. I don't think I've ever seen The Prince of Egypt, which is the movie about Jesus, I believe. Right? Is that the movie about Jesus? It's the religious one, Moses. Excuse me. I don't think I've ever seen that movie, and I was doing research because I watched The Road to El Dorado. I was like, what else haven't seen in a long time? And I just go, wait a minute. The Prince of Egypt, Joseph, King of Dreams. Like these religious movies did gangbusters in the late 90s. It's amazing. Anyway, so moving on, they don't have like their filmography is just up and down. Like Shrek 2, fantastic. Shark Tale, Madagascar, all right. Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and then you get to what I would say is a change in who they are as a company. Because look at 2013 to 2017 was just like the Netflix approach, throwing paint at the wall. Besides stalwarts like Kung Fu Panda 3 and How to Train Your Dragon 2, both fantastic movies, but still part of ecosystem. And Penguins of Madagascar, they've got Home, Trolls, The Boss Baby, Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, and Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and Turbo. I like Turbo though. I even watched the Turbo TV series. But then you get to 2019, and now I feel as though, and we knew that How to Train Your Dragon was already a little bit less. Although it's a cartoon, it kind of gets back to the necessary idea that, hey, we're also a little bit serious. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World is a little bit more serious than any other movies they've done. And then they just like have a bunch of crap. And then they have Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, which is just amazing. Then it goes on to The Wild Robot. There's some things in between I'm skipping, but I think they're able to like do more of The Wild Robot. The person who made that is just Chris Sanders wrote and directed this movie, and my God, he's the guy who's the voice of Stitch. Very true. The voice of Stitch wrote and directed this movie. He was also, what was he in Lilo and Stitch? He was also the director, writer of that movie as well. And he'll be the voice of Stitch in the live action version too, which is, whatever. But give this guy the reins of DreamWorks, because he can do what Jeffrey Katzenberg did. He can do what everybody else, who's the brain trust at Pixar. It was so good. First, the story, it was very funny, very good, very heart-wrenching. Oh my gosh, gut-wrenching, the entire body wrenching. Imagine me sitting in the second row of this movie theater, because that's where I sit, at the Dolby Atmos at AMC. I almost saw it in what's it called, 4DX, and then I realized I didn't want to drive to the Regal. I wanted to ride my bike to the AMC, and it looks amazing. But imagine me just sitting there, just going, wiping my eyes. Lupita Nyong'o did a fantastic job as this robot. The one issue I'll say about this movie is that it was a little bit too fast. And the movie was already long. It was 102 minutes for a kid's movie. It's 102 minutes. And they were skipping over things that really could have been pulled out. But, I mean, oh my gosh. Because there's like, to me, it feels like there's two movies in one. But, Chris Sanders did an excellent job just adapting this, I think, a children's book into a movie. It was so funny and so unique, and it looked unique. Just like when Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out, it looked unique. I like it. There's no, and you don't have to get used to it because it's already just so beautiful. So good job, DreamWorks, Universal. All right, let's move on. Also, I almost saw Megalopolis. There was a point in time before picture this. I just finished leg day. I just finished cycling, and it's like 9:30 in the morning, and I'm sitting at the computer. Megalopolis starts at 10:30. At one point I go, I can make Megalopolis. 10 o'clock. I can make Megalopolis. 10:15. I could make Megalopolis. 10:30. I could make Megalopolis. 10:31. I can't make Megalopolis. I almost did. I almost went. And I almost went today, but something popped up at the last minute before I had to record this show and Late Night Lately. So, unfortunately, I did not go see Megalopolis. And then Joker comes out today. So, I'll be seeing Joker on Tuesday. And I won't be spending $1 on that. I will be using my AMC rewards. I try not to see superhero movies, but I saw the first one and I liked the first one, and am in love with Lady Gaga. It's a very true fact. So I would love to see her in anything. All right, this first one comes from the Hollywood Reporter, written by George Salazai. I still don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. George Zalai and Alex Weprin. DirecTV is to acquire Dish and Sling TV, creating the largest U.S. TV provider. This happened late last week. It was just announced that these two satellite TV platforms are coming together. And better yet, DirecTV is going to pay EchoStar, which is the video distribution business that owns Dish DBS. DirecTV is going to pay them $1 plus the assumption of debt. So that means like they have to exchange money. So $1, and then the debt is a lot like what Warner Brothers took on, what Discovery took on when they acquired Warner Brothers from AT&T, or what Disney took on when Fox was acquired by them. The landmark deal has been decades in the making, effectively seeing satellite TV giants DirecTV and Dish merge. Merge is what they wrote. If approved by regulators, it would create the largest pay TV provider in the United States. That's bigger than YouTube TV. That's bigger than Charter, Spectrum, whatever. Then that's huge. Again, it's regulatory problems set aside. If this is allowed, then maybe this would put an end to the blackouts that companies have. Maybe it won't. Like just a couple of weeks ago when Disney and DirecTV had a blackout because Disney and DirecTV could not come under. They couldn't figure out pay for Disney or whatever. I don't know. A good deal. But DirecTV is owned by AT&T and the private equity firm TPG, while EchoStar is publicly traded. Combined, the companies would have about 20 million pay TV subscribers, millions more than any other pay TV company. Charter and Comcast each just have over 12 million. DirecTV estimates the combination has the potential to generate cost synergies of at least $1 billion per year. But you have to look at these companies separate right now. They're shedding people every single quarter. You are seeing hundreds of thousands of people leave both DirecTV and Dish every single quarter. Every 4 months you're seeing this. And saying that they're hemorrhaging customers. So saying that you have, like I'm giving blood, you're also losing a lot of blood because you have a gash open on your back. Like I'm at the blood bank today. I'm giving blood. Yeah, but also there's blood coming out of your neck. I don't know. That's the first thing that popped in my head. TPG also said that it cut a deal to acquire the 70% of DirecTV currently owned by AT&T. Once completed, AT&T will be officially out of the TV business after spinning out Warner Media to Discovery 2 years ago. Oh, Jesus. The merger has been years in the making, with the companies previously agreeing to merge back in 2001. Oh, my God. The Department of Justice scuttled the deal with an antitrust suit. But because cord cutting has been such a big play these past couple of years, they're thinking maybe the Department of Justice will say something now. We'll be like, yeah, it's fine. But there's so many options. I don't know, besides people who live within like rural areas or just not as populous areas that are able to get things like Hulu with live TV and YouTube TV via decent internet. I can't imagine somebody in like this Atlanta area who's under the age of 50 going, yeah, let me just get DirecTV or Dish, or let me just get this satellite TV. There is, I do know places, and at least I know of at least one place here where I was looking to live. I believe it's called Block Lofts, right off the Beltline here, that force you at the time. I don't know if they still do this because I asked people that live there now, and they're like, "Oh, I don't remember." But at the time, when I was taking the tour, they were like, "Okay, so you also here's your internet, and it's going to be Xfinity." And I went, "Do I have to get Xfinity?" They're like, "Yes, you have to. It's built into the lease," and that's what it was at that point in time. And I remember looking at them like, "I don't want this at all." versus over here and a lot of places in the city area, because I'm on Zillow all the time, looking at pretending, you know, oh, if I had $500,000, where could I? And I wanted to live in, you know, Decatur, how would it be? Or what could I afford? You know, you can get Verizon FiOS or what I have here, Google Fiber. I love Google Fiber. Oh, I can never live without fiber. When I was in Chattanooga, they still have this company, EPB, but also it was at the time the fastest internet in the nation, and I remember paying so much money just to have. I wanted fiber so badly, and God, I could never go back without it. Ugh, I could never. Whenever I'm at someone's house and they don't have fiber, I notice it. It's like using a 120 hertz display, the screen refresh. The iPad has it. My Galaxy S23 Ultra has it. The computer's on 120. I can never go back. Never. I love 4K, but I'm deliberately using 120 on this Mac Mini because it can't deliver both. I'm deliberately using 120 on here just so I can have that. I don't know if this is going to be a benefit to subscribers and users. We'll see what happens, and the transactions are expected to close in fourth quarter of 2025. But man, I can't imagine that that's going to be helpful for anybody in the end. And I feel like they will lose. You know, if they have 20 million subscribers, I feel like they'll lose at least half that before 2027 if this is allowed to get through. This comes from Ars Technica. Sharon, whose name should not be spelled the way it looks, Scharon Harding, writes, Amazon will ramp up Prime Video ads in 2025. Amazon introduced Prime an ad tier on its Prime Video in January. You're automatically opted into it. If you don't want ads, you spend $3. I can get by with with not paying another $3 to Amazon. The Wall Street Journal reported that subscribers will see an average of between 2 and 3.5 minutes of ads per hour. Now, speaking to Financial Times, Kelly Day, the VP of Prime Video International, said that Amazon will offer more Prime Video ad slots to advertisers next year. So if we're already seeing up to 3 minutes, which is an issue I had with Peacock. I don't have Peacock at the moment, but last month, before it ended, I was seeing, if I was watching, New Girl or Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something, before I would see like 60-minute ads. Or 60 second. If I saw, I would see 60-second ads. Now at watching an hour-long show, a procedural, I was seeing 1 minute 20 seconds, which is interminable. But I use that. I get up, I go pee, I go get snacks, I do what I can. Get on the iPad, get on the Steam Deck, get on the Switch. Try to play through Tears of the Wild Kingdom or whatever it's called. I just don't want to build things in Zelda. I just want to play the game. Amazon is also adding shoppable ads to Prime Video in 2025. The new ad format, which includes carousel ads, pause ads, and brand trivia ads. Jesus. Hulu at one point had trivia ads, and I hated that because you had to interact with them. This is in 2008, and you can only watch it on your computer. You had to interact with them, and I hated that. The new ad format is being sold to advertisers as a new way to attract TV and movie viewing audiences that have become more elusive in the streaming age. The thing is, if there's a reason people are subscribing to Disney Plus with ads or Netflix with ads, there's a reason why people are, or Max with ads, is because they want to pay less. They don't want it just because they're cheaper. People are cheaper. It doesn't mean that they want to see or do anything with these ads. Whenever I watch a YouTube video on my TV and I see shop in the bottom corner, I go, I don't want to buy it. I'm not gonna click on it and be like, I have to have this iPhone 16 Pro Max. I don't want to see any of this stuff. Having more ads is not going to increase your user base. And if anything, If people, yeah, okay. So let's say it does. Let's say more people just go, you know what? I'm not going to pay the $3 for Amazon. I'm going to pay the $8 for Peacock. Whatever. I'm just going to have the ads because Peacock's $8 for ads or $15 for ad free for that broken platform, right? People, just if there's a lot of people like me, we're gonna get up and do something else and barely pay attention to the ad. Like, so what is this doing? And yes, ads may not have been a problem for Prime Video right now, but introducing more, taking the ad times up to traditional, broadcast times are just it's gonna be, and it's already there at 3 minutes. It's gonna be tough. Subscriber churn in response to the ads has, quote, been much, much less than we anticipated. Amazon says Prime Video has 200 million monthly viewers and that subscriber count hasn't dropped dramatically since it added ads. I wonder if they also include the viewers in, like right now, Stars was on sale for like $3 for 2 months or something like that. I watched, what movie did I watch last night? Night Shift. With Lamorne Morris and this beautiful Australian the girl who's a model. She's married. Tonkin. She's married. I'm pissed. I was doing my research last night. I was like, oh, we're the same age. I might send her a DM. Hey, I watched Night Shift. You were great. But I wonder if they're including people like that. Because I did not. Although I watched it on Prime Video, the Stars thing on Prime Video, doesn't mean I necessarily it was watching an Amazon Prime thing. Prime Video is not a big part of Amazon's ad business just yet. The streaming services are focused more on turning subscriber counts into profits. The companies are increasing on ads. Streaming services say that they make more revenue per user on average if the subscriber uses an ad tier. Meanwhile, and so if you want them to have less money, pay for ad free. That's what they're saying. And now, along with this Prime thing, I'm skipping the last half of this article. Brian Steinberg for Variety writes, CNNPlus.com subscription plans unveiled. Access for premium features costs $3.99 per month or $29.99 per year. I talked about this on LinkedIn Logs, I think, or maybe what show is this? The Constitutionals last week. But CNN CNN now has a subscription for heavy viewers of the site. So it's a lot like Washington Post, New York Times, any one of those websites where you go and read X amount of articles per month. So on New York Times, if you read 10 articles, you only have 10 free articles per month. And then after that, you have to pay a subscription. CNN on Tuesday is going to take his second. Wait, is this past Tuesday? Oh, it was all right. So it's already live. So most people who go to CNN.com to read the occasional story won't really see anything change. But if you read more than enough, then they're going to say, "Hey, $4 a month, you can read unlimitedly." And that is the title of this episode. It's I mentioned this on whatever show I talked about this on. I think this is not a good idea. When's the last time CNN tried a subscriber service, which was CNN Plus in 2022? And although that was scrapped for other reasons, people weren't really using it, and it was a janky service to begin with. But I'm not saying that subscribing to CNN.com would be janky. I am saying though that this is a misstep and a decision for CNN.com. You are, by all means, probably the most well-known news platform in the world. I would, if not number one, at least top three. Like you can go to Jakarta and say, "Do you see that CNN story?" And people are like, "I see CNN." Like people know CNN. I don't know, and I don't think people are, especially going to CNN.com, I don't think people are like fighting to read a story on CNN. Sometimes I have multiple RSS feeds, or I have one, and then I have a bunch of aggregators, including Google News, which I try to stay off of, because if I Google the words Big Brother or Survivor, God forbid I do that, all of a sudden Google News has, and if I miss one episode of Survivor or Big Brother, all of a sudden this person was voted off. Great. Ruined. But people aren't necessarily aching for their news stories. I would say that for about anybody. I don't know if Fox Nation is doing well, but it's probably doing good enough, but I can certainly say the average Fox viewer isn't really necessarily paying for it. Now, with that in mind, the first subscriber exclusive content rolled out at CNN subscribers for CNN subscribers. This comes from Alex Weprin. At the Hollywood Reporter. CNN quietly rolls out its first subscriber exclusive content short form documentaries. This one was released today. It's called The Masculinity Campaign. And yes, this is the thing that I knew what would happen. It's a flash doc is what they call it. It's a short documentary. I knew what happened. Yes, you have to give subscribers a reason to come back and to stay. At the New York Times, I get access to New York Times Magazine and their giant produced articles. Yes, and subscriber only events for Wall Street Journal, things like that. But it's stuff that you can you can go get that anywhere else. I can go pay for a New York Magazine. I can go to Barnes and Noble and pay for that. I can for Wall Street Journal. Eventually, those events will be sent to other industry insiders, business wise, to make a documentary and then to put it out on CNN.com and expect it to do well is not going to do anything for you. People aren't going to CNN.com and staying on that. I can't imagine someone's homepage is CNN.com. I see it happening, but I just can't imagine it being true. The doc is given a prominent display on CNN.com. Well, I mean, I don't see it. That's what Alex wrote, but I don't see it. Also, it's just what I suggested. I think it might have been LinkedIn logs. What I suggested is that they should just, if you pay for Max, you get the CNN thing. That's how you get more people. If let me build into the price more things, more offerings. I pay for the New York Times. And I get, there's two tiers, I believe. You can get the digital, or there's multiple tiers, but there's two tiers that I was interested in. You can get the digital only, or you can get digital plus the games and plus cooking, and then you pay for $15 for all that. I love that approach. That's such a great approach because I'm gonna need the cooking, and I want to play the game sometimes. Not all the time. I don't want to spend time on my phone like that. But it's just to gatekeep things like this, although it works for something as small as Dropout, it's not going to be the same result for CNN, because CNN, again, is not the thing that people are aching for. I don't know if we're going to do this last story. Good thing I didn't mention it. But we're driving towards this world of subscription only things, and it's getting to a point where I think we're past the point where people want to continually do this. If you imagine if you're somebody who pays for Apple One, which is Apple Music, Apple TV, Apple Arcade, I believe, and iCloud. I believe that's it. Or it might be Apple News, whatever, who cares? But yeah, let's say you pay for Apple One, that, and then Apple One Family. So it's, you, your spouse, your 2 kids. And so now you've got all that stuff for $30 a month. And then you have 3 or 4 major streaming services. And then you also have a couple of Patreon. Like it's adding up. It adds up, and people are only going to lean into what they want. They're not all going to be me and say, well, let me spend $400 a month on subscriptions. I can't touch any of it, but let me just, read. Let me get it. It's not $400 a month, but let me get it. It's probably $200. It probably is. Let me check it. Let me check my, I do have a Notion chart with my subscriptions. It doesn't matter how much it is. I saw the amount, and it does not matter how much it is. But it's all adding up. And I feel as though people are tired of it because, you hear rumblings of Peacock and Paramount Plus just wanting to merge. Warner is struggling in that they're like, hey, they go to Disney, hey, let's do a bundle together, and then they do the bundle, and how's that doing? Then they go to Disney and Fox, hey, let's make a sports streaming platform together, and then that's thrown out out of the can. So are people necessarily seeking this type of thing? I feel like the average person, pays for their music streaming and then 1 or 2 streaming platforms, and then television streaming platforms, and then the odd niche thing they subscribe to, be it a Joe Rogan or a Never Not Funny or Kiss from Daddy or whatever. But is this necessary? Do we need CNN.com? Like, what? In the end, it's money for the company, but what does the user get out of it? A documentary or 2 every month or week or whatever. Prime Video is going to give us more ads unless you pay $3, which is going to go up to $5, which in the end makes Prime Video with Amazon Prime $15 a month, because I think Prime or $17 a month. It's just so expensive. It's so stupid. Anyway, listen, if you like what you heard here, head to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where we do interviews with famous people sometimes. If you want to watch a video version of those interviews, go to youtube.com/cpluscomedy, where you can see a video version of this show, as well as LinkedIn Logs, which is the Jobs podcast, and Late Night Lately, which is the late night show. You can subscribe to those shows also in audio form wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. TikTok, Twitter, at @CPlusComedy. Me on those platforms, at Chad Black White. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye.